Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Get Ellievate, the podcast. You know that here on Get Ellievate, we talk all about leveling up your business, making more money, and just understanding how you can create your best life all while being an entrepreneur. So on the show, I interview existing successful entrepreneurs so they can give you guys real life feedback on what you need to do to scale your business. And as well, we have a live business coaching segment where I talk to entrepreneurs who are new, like you might be, and give you all live on camera coaching. So today is a great episode day, and I'm going to be talking to an amazing entrepreneur who has been in this game and just doing incredible things with incredible brands. And what I really want you all to pull away from today's episode is how important it is to be confident as an entrepreneur, how important it is to remain resilient, and the ways in which you can really practice resilience, because it's not always easy, but it is always possible. Okay, so we are going to introduce her in just a little bit, and I will be right back. Listen, everything you need to change your life is already within you. You need to believe that. It has to work, or it has to work. You got this. Scale your business, make more money, create your best life, and let's get elevated. Welcome to the podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back into the show. So I want to introduce you to my guest. She is an amazing entrepreneur, an amazing woman, and a good friend of mine. I want you all to meet Amiraa. She is a CEO and founder of Vee Showroom, but she's also so many things. So, Amiraa, introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you so much, Ellie, for having me. I'm so excited to be here on the Ellievated podcast. So proud of all the things that you're doing. And to be a guest here, I mean, what an honor. So yes, I am the founder and CEO of Vee Showroom, but I'm also so many other things, you know? And I think that's one thing that I still struggle with, just being completely transparent, is how do I define myself without putting myself in a box, right? Because Amiraa Vee is a fashion stylist, okay? Amiraa Vee is the founder of the fashion and accessories showroom, Vee Showroom. Amiraa Vee is also a brand partner, you know, a model. Amiraa Vee is a moderator and a host. Amiraa Vee is a designer. She creates experiences. I mean, Amiraa Vee just does whatever she feels like doing that day.
Exactly.
But also, all these things aren't just ideas. They're actually real, tangible career paths that I have, you know, nurtured, and they exist, right? So I don't know, is it just creative entrepreneur, or is it just founder of Vee Mode, which is my world, actually?
I think that's I feel like that's when it's good to say a serial entrepreneur, or what do you call yourself? A multi-hyphenate?
A multi-hyphenate.
I love that. It's so fancy.
Multi-hyphenate.
You know, but I think that's a real thing. And how do you find, being that you have so many passions, you have so many interests, and you're good at so many things, how do you position yourself to tap into all of those skills? Are you just super busy, or how do you balance it?
Yeah, so super busy, yes. But you know what it is? Time blocking helps a lot. So every day I can't do everything, but I time block my calendar where it's like, okay, 3 hours today we're focusing on Vee Showroom, right? 2 hours we're focusing on, you know, the next panel that we're doing. We're deep diving into what this discussion is about. And not just one day a week, maybe every other day or every day of the week, I have to time block different hours that caters to different areas of my business.
Yeah, I think that's such a key thing, time blocking, especially when you have so much to balance. So
that goes into time blocking, eating, spending time with friends, sleeping, literally doing this podcast. You have to live by a schedule strictly in order to be able to even get half of the things that you want to get done and feel productive.
So when you're thinking about like all the things that you are, and we have other entrepreneurs or new entrepreneurs who are trying to figure out how to decide who to be, did you focus on one thing first and then add those other things, or have they always, you know, like been there?
That's a great question. I always knew that I was meant to be my own boss, right? And the thing is about all the things that I do, it all coexists in one industry.
In fashion.
In fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion, borderline entertainment, but still fashion.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm all over the place that much. And it functions as an ecosystem. They actually all go hand in hand.
They do.
You know? So, but to get back to your question, originally, it was just modeling. Like, I wanted to be a supermodel. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Listen, I could see it. I could see it.
No, literally, I modeled. Like, that was my dream. I was working at corporate fashion houses such as Gucci, Prada, Saint Laurent, Celine, Vogue magazine, back when I was living in New York City after college. And on my lunch breaks, I would go on casting calls. On the weekends, I'm going to castings. Like, I'm always pitching myself. And so that's what I really wanted to do, but I still had to pay the bills. So I had these cool jobs to pay the bills, and also it taught me so much. So, when it came to my exit plan, I knew, okay, when I learned this at Vogue magazine, I know I can apply this to my business now, right? So, I started off with modeling, and then once I moved to Los Angeles, that's when styling took off. It just took off. Yeah. Because people would just hire me just based off how I dress myself. Or like, can you style me? And I'm just like, oh.
So you almost fell into it.
I fell into it. I always say styling chose me. I did not choose styling.
I love that.
To be honest, like, I wanted to be a supermodel, so like I wanted to be the one getting styled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I can dress myself, I didn't want to be a stylist. I used to think stylists were the help.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to think stylists were the help. I was like, I don't want to be a stylist.
Right.
However, once I started getting into styling, it started fueling me. I started feeling so fulfilled off of seeing how I made other people feel, right? When they look at themselves in the mirror and they saw something different, or another light sparkled, and I was like, oh wow, like this is good. It's not even about me.
Yeah, that's the impact.
Yeah.
There's so much power, I feel like, in that pivot, because, I think a lot of the time we think what we want to do is like it. Not realizing that sometimes what we want to do is never even came to our mind, but like you said, it found you.
It found me.
Because you bought what I'm wearing today.
Okay.
The whole outfit.
And you look good.
So the styling is definitely for you. And I think that's so key how you leaned in. So tell me about this exit plan. Like, entrepreneurs who are at a job but know they want to be out, they want to be their own boss. What should they do to get ready for that? Should they just up and leave? Or did you kind of like have a plan?
Okay. I'm going to tell you my story. Okay. You guys take what you want from it, okay? Because I didn't have no
disclaimer.
Kids. I didn't have look, this worked for me. But no, leaving New York City, I was in New York for almost 8 years.
Wow.
And I just felt like I had established myself there, and I hit a glass ceiling where I was in life at that time. So I'm gonna make this long story short, but I had gotten signed to an agency in London. So I was supposed to move to London. I wasn't even supposed to move to LA. So I was like going back and forth to London, and probably like on my third trip there, I was trying to find a flat out there.
A flat. Ooh.
And so
a flat.
Anyways, things came crumbling down. The woman who had signed me on at the agency ended up getting fired. They wanted me to start the whole process all over. I said, I'm not doing this.
No.
I am not doing this. I believe in taking the path of least resistance, and that felt like a lot of resistance.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, God, I'm going back to New York now.
Yes.
And I went back to New York, and I was just like, okay, I thought you wanted me to go somewhere else. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stay here until you tell me to move again.
Yes.
So about 6 months later, I started getting pulled to LA. Like, I started getting like little opportunities here and there where I had to go to Los Angeles. And I was like, wait a minute. I thought I was going to move to Los Angeles. Like, this is a story I tell myself in my head, right?
Yeah.
Or I told myself. I thought I was going to move to Los Angeles when I was, in my prime time, right? Or ready to settle down, ready to get married and have kids.
Yeah.
But I'm already in the peak of my career. Little did I know, God had other plans. So I was like, okay, Los Angeles, I know a couple people there. I can do this, even though it's further away from family and friends. So what I did was, guys, I literally moved 3 suitcases, my dog, and $1,000 to my
Amiraa!
$1,000 to my name.
It's amazing and crazy, but also proof
It's only crazy till it happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta jump.
I took a leap of faith. I moved to Los Angeles, a one-way flight, and I said I rented an Airbnb for 1 month. I rented a car for 1 month. I had $1,000 left to my name, and I said, God, I'm going out here because you told me to go here. Right. Now you gonna make a way because I don't know.
Because this $1,000 in LA is like $10.
It's not. But I found an apartment in my first week there, and I was already just based off of like, you know, going out to events, you know, the 2 friends that I knew here, we weren't that close, but putting myself out there to meet new people, them connecting me to other people, starting just getting opportunities. You know what I mean? I was already making money within the first week of being here.
That's amazing.
And I found my apartment the first week of being here. So it just kind of
alignment. It
just happened like that. And 4 years later, oh my God. I don't know when this episode is coming out, but my 4-year anniversary is May 8th.
That's a big deal. And I think that story is so key because sometimes it's not a plan. Sometimes it's a prayer and then a sign and you just go.
Literally.
You know?
Yeah. And just being fearless.
Yeah.
Taking a leap of faith. I'm a risk taker. So, you know, I'm all about, you know, taking risks because I don't believe in being comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't. And you can't thrive in comfort, right? So it's like, I was like, okay, well, Los Angeles, I mean, it's sunny out there. It's beautiful. What's the worst that could happen?
Right. It's LA.
It's still in America, right?
We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. And, you know, I figured it out. And I'm just so grateful that, you know, I listened.
Yeah.
And I wasn't afraid to grow.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, too, you know, being an entrepreneur is hard, right?
It's hard.
Full stop.
It's not for the weak.
We know this. We know it is a challenge, but it's very possible. So how important is it for entrepreneurs to have confidence and how do you build that confidence on days where it's not there or you feel like you don't know where it's going to come from?
Yeah, that's a real thing. I mean, even as an entrepreneur nowadays, there are days where I don't feel as confident.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Nothing's working. You know, being dramatic, but it's like my feelings are valid, you know? And so in terms of, I think confidence is built with practice. You know, if there's something that you're interested in or if there's a field of work that you're in, it's about practice, but it's also about research and it's about knowing your work.
Yeah.
Right? I've always been in fashion. That's something that I know. So it's easy for me to be it's easy for me to be confident in that area because I know it, right? And I practice it. So like, for example, with styling, I was styling consistently for the first 2 years that I have been in Los Angeles, and then the pandemic happened. And then no one needed to be styled because it's like, where are we going? Where are we going?
We are at home.
So I didn't really style anyone for almost a year. It was a lot of personal shopping, like, okay, buying stuff online, getting it shipped to client's house. But in terms of like actually being there to put looks together, playing dress up, like I didn't do that for almost a year. And so post-pandemic, when it came time to like getting back into styling, I felt, oh my God, am I rusty? Oh my God, like I haven't done this in a year. Like
do I still have
my it factor, right? But when it's something that's destined for you, you'll always have it. But it's like that lack of practice that I didn't have for a year started messing with my confidence a little bit, you know? And I was like, oh my goodness, like the next client, where are they coming from? If they didn't see that I haven't worked in a year, will they want to hire me?
Right.
You know? So it was a lot of like, oh my God, I need to update my portfolio, but it still looks like last year, you know? Like it was a lot of that. And I just had to get out of my own way and realize that it was just all these voices in my head and just kind of get back to doing the work. So doing creative photo shoots, even if it's just with like, oh, let me hit up a model on Instagram. I got these clothes. Let's have a shoot to update my portfolio. You know what I mean? Like there is no excuse at the end of the day. So in terms of like building confidence as an entrepreneur, it's just like, even if that work is not coming in, like you got to do the work yourself in some way. You know what I mean? Like you can't just wait for work to come. You got to go out and get it. Yes. So it was about doing creative shoots. You know what I mean? It was about researching, forecasting trends that are coming up in this next year, right? Looking at archive, looking at old trends, looking at new trends, seeing how I can start adding what I'm learning new to my work, the work that will come, right?
Yes.
I'm praying to God for new clients and stuff. I got to be ready to receive it, because if God give me a Beyonce, I can't be like, oh snap, I haven't styled in a year. I don't know what to do.
So you don't have to get ready.
Period.
No, that's it. I feel like should be every entrepreneur's motto. And that's key, you guys. You know, like when y'all are listening, even if, I love what you said, even if the work isn't coming,
you gotta go out there
you
and get
keep doing the work. You keep perfecting your craft. Doing, you know, in your case, photo shoots with just anybody and everybody. Yeah. Even if they're not going to an event. Yeah. Okay, you can get styled at home. Yeah. I love
and that's just with styling, you know what I mean? And like the showroom happened, that was birthed in the pandemic, because I was like, okay, can't rely on a client for a check. So, and I, you know, at this point, you know, my father had transitioned towards the end of the pandemic, but that really, I think it really lit a fuel, like a fire in my behind to really, you know, be more focused in on legacy. Like, I knew I wanted these things, but it's like, I was like, oh, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I never lost anyone close to me. And then he transitioned, and I was like, oh snap, like life is shorter than I think. I can't be putting off things anymore. I have to just get to it now. So I birthed the showroom. The showroom came about literally 3 months after it was open. And that was also something that I was like, I never did it before.
Yeah.
Right? I had to create my own business models, right? I didn't have something I could look to and be like, oh, how did they do it? That from people that look like me, at least.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these showrooms in Los Angeles and New York, they're white owned. So I was like, okay,
you had to create your own blueprint.
Create my own blueprint, and that wasn't hard. I mean, that wasn't easy, because I was like, wait, am I doing it right?
Right.
You know, I didn't have a mentor to call and be like, okay, so what should I do now? Like, how do I go about this? It was just a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, and figuring it out. But you know, there's so much power in that, because now, if you had to, you could go and do it again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People want to know, well, how did you do a showroom? Look, coming soon.
On the way. All right, y'all. So we're going to take a quick break so we can hear from our sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to talk more styling tips and how she got her first client. All right? See you in a little bit. Hey, future millionaires. Thank you so much for tuning in to Get Ellievated, my live coaching and podcast show. I absolutely love sharing this value with you, and I want to make sure that you're tapped in to all the other resources I provide for you here on the channel, as well as in my academy, Ellievatedacademy.com. You guys know that I'm so passionate about helping you start and scale your businesses online, build business credit, get access to funding, and just overall creating multiple income streams. So I want to make sure that you are tapped into my Wealth Masterclass. You can get the link to that down below, or by going to Ellievatedacademy.com and enroll ASAP. I'll see you guys in the masterclass. Bye. All right, y'all, welcome back into the podcast. We are having an amazing conversation here with Miss Amiraa. So we were just talking about confidence, building your confidence as an entrepreneur, and also just doing the work. How doing the work is a lot of the time the differentiating factor to make you more confident. So like continuing on that, for entrepreneurs, like we're in a very social media age, and your personal brand, your brand, how you show yourself to the world is so important. How can, you know, new entrepreneurs, existing entrepreneurs develop that brand through like having good style? What do they need to do to develop that side?
So one thing that I say is that the clothes that you wear or how you show up in the world speaks for you before you even have to open your mouth, right? So that's very important. People don't think that how you, like your image is that important, because it's like the values in what I'm saying, which is true. But sometimes before people even want to talk to you, they're looking at you up and down to see like, is it even worth having a conversation to even hear what you have to say?
Truly.
So how you show up in the world is major key. What was the question?
And so what are the, no, it's fine. Like what?
Cut that part.
What are the ways that entrepreneurs can improve their style, even if they wouldn't necessarily call themselves like the most stylish person, because it's so important now on social media. Like when you post, you'll get more sales or people following you or paying attention to you and your business based off how you look.
Yeah, that's
just a fact.
It's just a thing. So I would say, look at people that you gravitate towards, like their style. You know what I mean?
Mimics.
People would say like Lori Harvey or, you know, a Tiana Taylor,
right?
Cardi B, or some social media influencers like an Ellie May, or you know, whomever that person is for you. Channel their style. You know what I mean? And go to places that you can get that look for less.
Yeah.
You can go to Zara, you can go to H&M, you can go to ASOS online, even, you know, Fashion Nova for the curvier girls.
Yes.
We were just talking about denims.
We were.
You know, and Fashion Nova does have good
denim lady.
But they ain't paying me to shop them out.
I know.
But yeah, these are just some places that you can go to be able to like find lookalikes, right?
Yes.
And try, and also dress for your silhouette. Like, don't try to, if you don't have a Tiana Taylor silhouette, please.
And them abs, child.
Please do not try to dress like that.
Yes, and be confident, right?
Be confident
in who you are. Yes.
And knowing that there are clothes out there that can make you look and feel even more beautiful than you already are. You know what I mean? So I think it's about understanding your body type, understanding your silhouette, and being able to dress for that, you know? Not only with what you wear on your clothes, but make sure your hair is done.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that, you know, you don't have to have a full beat face every day.
No.
But there are some things that you can do. A little concealer, a little tinted moisturizer.
Yes. Just
you
to
know,
present.
Just to present yourself.
Yeah.
A little lip gloss.
You know,
mascara or add a lash.
You know,
and just make sure that you're coming through correct. Like, as women, I think it's very important that we tend to our physical appearance, our hygiene. We're women. You know what I mean? And that's just important.
And you know, when you look good, you feel good.
You feel even better.
You perform well. I think for entrepreneurs, it makes you more confident to go and find clients or go live or position yourself or introduce yourself, build relationships, you know?
And that was something that in the pandemic that I realized the most. Although we were in the house every day, if I decided, okay, no, I'm in the house, but I got 3 Zoom calls today.
Yes.
I'm not going to keep my camera off. No. I'm going to take a shower.
You're going to get these looks.
I'm going to put some effort into just doing my face today, act as if I'm going somewhere. You know what I mean? Put on a cute blouse because I'm going to feel better despite what's happening out in the world, and I'm going to show up. And those days, I would perform a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would feel a lot more confident versus the days where my camera's off, I'm laying in the bed taking a Zoom call.
No, it's such a fact.
Because of what's happening in the world.
Exactly.
No. When you feel good and when you look good, like, your performance is even better.
Yeah, it changes things.
It changes things.
So I want to know, because you're just like this stylist and you've been in London and all these places. So who's the biggest person you have styled?
The biggest artist that I have worked with would have to be Cardi B.
She's so dope.
She's dope.
She serves
She's
looks.
great. She serves looks. She knows what she likes. She has a great keen eye for fashion.
Yeah.
She's really sweet. It was always a great experience,
Yeah.
you know, working with her and her team. So yeah, I mean, I went to Paris Fashion Week, did Paris Fashion Week, which was an incredible experience because, like, you know, I got to go to different ateliers, and that's just like
so
design
fancy.
houses for different, you know, fashion brands, where it's like, you know, the original house is there in Paris. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, a New York corporate office or an LA corporate office. It's the main thing. So being able to just, like, you know, pinch myself, like, wow, thank you so much, God. Like, I'm actually, like, in this
Doing
moment.
this,
Like,
I
just
know.
be present in this moment. And, like, you know, knowing that my 13-year-old self is just, like, literally kicking herself in the butt.
I know.
You know?
And, you know, all because you pivoted. Like, all because you answered that call when someone wanted you to style them. So, like, how do these opportunities come about? How is it knowing the right person? Is it relationships? What has been the biggest factor for you in your success?
Putting yourself out there and also building and nourishing relationships is very, very important. So when you go out and you're networking and you're meeting people, you know, you're not just having those conversations just to have them, you know, follow up. A lot of people don't follow up, but even after you follow up, you have to nourish that relationship. Check in on them, send them emails when it's a holiday, you know what I mean? Wish them a happy holiday.
Yes, the little things.
Just the little things. If you work with someone, you know, and you had a great experience, afterwards, send them flowers.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to do that. Send them flowers.
That's a pro tip.
Send them edible arrangement, something like, oh, had such an amazing time with you, working with you, look forward to more. Like little gestures like that, you'll always stay on the back of their mind. So I think that, like that's a thing. And I think that is what will continue to just give you more and more opportunities, because then they'll tell their colleagues about you. And then they're like, yeah, you have to work with Amiraa.
Yeah.
Or you have to work with so-and-so or with Ellie, because, you know? And so that's what it's about. It's about networking. It's about following up. It's about nurturing relationships and doing little keen gestures that will constantly keep you on their mind.
Yeah.
But then also for yourself, make sure that you're being active on your part in terms of social media and showing that you're continuing to work, right? And like you're continuing to put out
because it's our resume.
Value. Yeah.
Our social media pages are, in a sense,
it's our resume.
Public resume.
People don't even ask you for your resume now. What's your IG?
What? Oh my God. They really do. It's just
what's that gram handle?
What is your handle? And they really do look at that to see, especially if you're a business owner, if it's a business they want to work with, the quality, the perceived quality of that business. So all y'all who are afraid, listen.
Do people listen when you talk?
Yeah.
Can people buy into you?
Yeah.
What are your engagements like? Ugh, it's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh, it's literally a whole thing. And that's, you know, I love your content. We talk about this all the time.
Thank you.
But I feel like you consistently show up and also show a brand image there, so people know, like, oh, she's fashion, she's, you know, all these things. And I think that's key. So all y'all who are afraid to post content,
but also, guys, what I want to say is, don't be afraid to start over either.
True.
Do not be afraid to start over.
Because this girl deleted all her posts.
I literally deleted I archived all my posts, guys, for probably like 3 weeks, because I was like, it's not giving. And it was giving to everyone else, because I got so many messages like, oh my God, you don't have no posts. Where did it go?
Where are you?
And it's just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
But there's when you have 0 posts, there's a power there of just knowing that there's infinite possibilities of what could fill those boxes again, you know? And it's like, I decided that I want to be more intentional with what I put out into the world, because being transparent, like, I used to attach how frequent I post to the next opportunity that I was going to get. Like, oh my God, I have to post so I can be on the radar or in the algorithm in case someone wants me for a job. And it's just like, that's actually kind of bizarre, because what's for you is for you. And at the end of the day, I can't just post just to post. I don't want to just post a cute outfit. Yeah, I know I could dress. I'm not just posting a cute outfit. Okay?
Right.
What am I saying with this post?
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of fillers. Right? Look, I'm a work in progress. Progress over perfection.
But this is true.
I always say it. Progress over perfection. I love that. I'm learning every day. And so, I'm just going to pause, because it's just like, I don't want to be screaming.
You actually good.
Okay. So, yeah, don't be afraid to start over and redefine yourself. Like, I'm always redefining myself, and every time I do it, I'm falling more in love with who I'm becoming.
That new version.
Right? That new
so
version.
Exciting.
So I think, you know, sometimes we're just like, oh my God, we get too attached to the content we put out or too attached to those memories. But Instagram has such a great archive button, where it doesn't have to be gone forever.
It doesn't have to be gone forever.
It can
be
just for now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then you'll realize, actually, I don't need to bring it back. But at least it's there for you to see whenever you want to go back.
Yeah.
and see it, you know?
I think that's so key, being able to redefine yourself at any point. And that's what's so great about being an entrepreneur is we have that freedom.
We have that freedom.
You know?
We don't have to answer to anyone but ourselves. We're our own boss. And literally the money that we make is really up to us. It really depends on how we show up. Yeah.
So I want to ask you a final thing. So if you were seated right here in front of God and he said, Amiraa, you can ask me for one thing and I will give it to you. What would you ask for?
Ooh, Ellie with a question. I would just ask God for peace. Because I think with peace comes financial freedom.
True.
It comes joy. It comes, you don't have to worry. It comes abundance. Yeah. Just peace of mind, you know what I mean?
Just knowing that
and
it's
that
all
knowing
coming.
It's all good. Like, you don't even have to worry.
That's
and again, you can't worry and pray. That contradicts yourself. So it's like, God,
message.
You know you the homie, right?
Right.
I just want peace.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes as human, our human side pops up and we tend to, you know, worry or overthink, which is a huge thing, especially as entrepreneurs, about the unknowing of what's to come, or will it work, or what's happening in the future, where's the next whoop, whoop, whoop.
All that.
And it's just like, no, just know that all is well, all will forever be well. And that just comes with practice of just, you know, nourishing your relationship with the ultimate one, with God,
and with self too,
and that's really with self, you know what I mean? Because God is intangible. So it's like when you're talking to God, it's not like, oh, that man over there. No, it's really yourself. Tap in, people. Tap in. Everything that we want, we have it at the tip of our fingers. It's available to us. We just have to believe it enough to walk in it, to to own it. To own it.
Perfect. Just
I mean, we had to just have that moment.
Drop. So, Amiraa, tell everybody where they can find you, how they can maybe even book you. Where are you?
So you guys can follow me on Instagram. Remember when I said redefine yourself? Yes, I even changed my name. It was once Amiraa Vee, but we are now Amiraa Vainqueur. But even if you type Amiraa Vee, that'll pop up because my last name is long as hell.
Yes.
Amiraa though. Amiraa Vainqueur.
I love that.
Or Vee. It'll still pop up.
And your V studio.
And my V Mode showroom. You can find that at the V Mode showroom. The VEEMODE showroom. Okay. And my website is VeeMode, VeeMode.com. And that's how you guys can stay in touch. You can book me on my website, whether it's a consultation for styling, all the above, or just DM me. I'm nice. I talk back.
Yes, y'all. Like, she's been instrumental in just brand development. I would highly recommend. So,
and Ellie, look at you and how your brand has transformed, even how you show up in the world. I'm so happy to see all the things that you're doing, and you're just like, you're just glowing, and I just love it here.
We love it here.
I love it here. Here is amazing, and I'm so happy to be here. So thank you for having me.
Y'all, amazing episode. So get in touch with Amiraa. Comment down below what was your favorite gem from this show. And we'll see you at the next one. Bye. So if you want to be on the next episode of Get Ellievated, or if you want to be in touch with me and the team, then you can email podcast@getellievated.com, or find me on Instagram and email me at hello@ellietalksmoney.com. Either way, we cannot wait to have you on the show and have you apply to be a guest for a part of the live business coaching. I'll see you guys soon.